tomorrow's leaders. But in the current state, it's a continuing thing, that it's a narrative that we need now to change it. Because in most cases, you find when you come to the ground, things are different. When you compare the political temperatures, for example, in the country, they are a little bit so hostile. And those people who are making it hostile are the youth. Because the youth issues are not well addressed. We talk about employment each and every time the government talks about it. But now in putting it in place, it's a challenge. Yeah. Again, there are so many youths who are learned, and it is becoming a challenge because each and every year youth graduates from various colleges, universities, TVETs, and all that. Again, keep in mind there are those who come from secondary schools, maybe because of some reasons they don't join colleges. The same people also need to find something to do. So I think when it comes to matters youth, in most cases, the government of the day has not yet addressed. When also it comes to youth as an individuals, you find so many youth. Someone tells you that I went to university for these years, I spent a lot, but now in return, I'm just like, I did not go to school. So it's all rotating around employment issue. And again, you find nowadays, some of the youth are coming out trying to be self-employed. But again, there are challenges because you cannot be self-employed when you are not well connected. You are not, you don't get the real support maybe from even those grants. Because for you now to get a grant, you need maybe a self-help group or a community-based organization, which in most cases you find some people are not honest. So you find it's very difficult for you again to be based on such. And now when the government comes in, it's basing on those self-help groups and community organizations. So it's now becoming, it's a whole issue that it is not yet addressed. That's why the unemployment issue will continue to hinder us because there is no one who comes and connects the problems of those youth. Yes. Yeah.
Now, when it comes to financial empowerment, I believe you also can't make the right financial decisions if you're not equipped or consciously aware of, how you need to interact or, have money. And I remember last week having a guest here, I think it was on Tuesday, where we talked about the spiritual aspect of finances and even the consciousness of finances and how you cultivate a relationship with money, in short, So from your personal point of view, when it comes to literacy, and that even touches as well as, because I understand the government has this program called digital inclusion and financial literacy. Are the youth receiving money, and where are they getting this money from? Because if there's unemployment, maybe an alternative can now be a business, and being self-employed and being an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship revolves around as well exchange and having markets and then finances in between. So are the youth interacting with finances? Are they getting money? And where are they getting money from your observation and also your community?
First, when we talk about financial literacy, we are talking about possessing skills, knowledge, and behaviors that makes an individual to make informative decisions or regarding money. And you cannot make a decision about money when you don't have money. You have to first get the money, and then you plan for the money. Maybe if you had a debt, you keep for the debt, for the needs. You also, maybe you want to save, then invest. But again, where's this money? That is the big question. Because I believe we have very competitive youth in our country. Youth are trying, some are employed in various jobs, some are doing self-employed. You find someone is some also do farming. Some also get those groceries from town, go sell to individuals. Some have opened barber shops, salons, and all that. But you see these youth, they don't have the real support that is needed. For example, someone has a barber shop, for example, they need the shaving machine and all that. But again, in most cases I've seen the government of the day, or most of the governments that we've had, they don't really solve that issue. They don't come into that gap of supporting those youth. Now that they started something, how can we help them to reach to different levels? You cannot expect someone to save when they earn only a handful, you know, of it. Now, in most cases, I've seen, especially with politicians, someone visits an area, finds youth are doing something, and he says, or he keeps in mind that it's the government that is making those youth to do them. But in real sense, those youth are just trying to do it for a living, you know.
Yeah.
So in most cases, what I can say about individual observation is that our youth are trying.
Yeah.
At
So you'd
least-
say they're making money, they're getting money.
At least they're trying. At least they're trying. That's why you find the crime rate. You compare the crime rate in the past and now, there is a bit of improvement. At least you go to those, especially those ghetto areas, you find youth are doing something.
Yeah.
So it's just that the government of the day needs to support the youth. But again, you cannot support youth by saying that, for example, I've had a president talking about giving grants through, I think, the Nyota initiative,
Yeah.
giving 50,000 shillings at least to...
I think it's starting this September.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, those are some of the things that are causing so many problems in our country.
Yeah.
Because-
How? Because I believe that that's an attempt to at least combat the crisis. Because if somebody is giving you a grant, you know, just out of nowhere, that's a big blessing, to be honest. 'Cause
Sure.
I can imagine if you're coming from the slum areas and then you'd be the lucky one to receive, you know, 50,000 from the government to start a business. Wouldn't that change your life, even if it's not entirely, but at least for a certain chunk of your lifespan?
You see, from the government perspective and my perspective, it is a positive thing. But how it is those real youth, that is where the real challenge is.
Yeah.
Because you find it's being done on favorism. You know, how you know a certain individual, maybe how you are related to a certain MP, how you are related to a certain MCA, and all that. But if such a thing can be done to real people, it will be a plus. Because if this time you empower maybe 100 youth from this ward, again, next time you empower another 100 from the same ward.
Yeah.
Then next time, you see, you'll be creating a whole improvement from how things have been working on the
So what
ground.
is this empowerment like? What entails this empowerment, you know, package? What is in there?
I think it is just to cool the political temperatures in the country. And you see, everyone is targeting youth because they know youth have numbers
In 2027.
in 2027. And also they know the same youth are hostile. Like they are tired because I may be supporting the government, you may not be supporting the government, but we all meet at one point. What do you have on the table? What do I have on the table? Maybe I'm supporting the government because maybe it has employed me, you know. Maybe you're not supporting the government because it has not employed you. But the real thing here is, how are we getting the full pact that belongs to us?
Yeah.
Because in most cases, it's all about the youth. It's all about the youth. But how are these youth now getting the real pact of what belongs to them? That is another thing that I think the government needs to address. Because you see right now, so many youth, some did not maybe apply for that Nyota initiative. How are they going to benefit now?
Yeah. Do they even want, because there's also a sense of resentment from anything that's government-centered or
Yeah,
government-based, connecting it to even what happened last year with the anti-finance bill 2024, and then this year the protests, they escalated Kitogo. Right now the temperatures have cooled down. How do you package, let's say, a leadership intervention from the higher ups, government centers, so that the youth can come and benefit off of it. Because a lot of people was, and I remember we were having a conversation, you told me some of these initiatives end up becoming a business. Like from up there, they know that they've helped a group of youth.
Yeah, sure.
But in between here, the middlemen and then the interconnection between them and the youth, it's like, it ends up becoming a scam, yeah? Even what happened with people who went to State House, you know,
Yes.
it was dubbed Gen Z finally occupy State House anyways, yeah? Yeah, so how can you package it in a sense that it's striking to the Gen Zs?
I think the government or the president of the day needs a good advice. Because let's say, for example, you are my supporter, or you are, you know, whatever is bringing all these and all these problems is the blogging aspect of it.
How? Yeah.
A blogger carries a story to their account or maybe pages. They frame it that, for example, you've just said they dubbed it, and I was very happy about it because I woke up and find youth, at least they have now finally entered into State House. But now in this state, it's an empowerment program, which was a very good initiative. But now on the ground, I saw so many youth in televisions complaining that I did not even get anything. What I only was given was 2,000 shillings to get me back home. So the government may have a good initiative. It may have, and I think that's what has been happening. The government comes up with something, then cartels get into the middle part of it.
Yeah.
The moment you trust, yes, it's politically. We talk about loyalty. The moment you give a package to your a loyal person, also on the ground they have their loyal people. So they'll not go and give it to
Directly to the intended person.
Yes, they will give it to their people, and I think that's what is happening. People get those packages, or at least they know there's something happening somewhere. They connect to their people. Then
That's just
those are
corruption.
the people who
Corruption
benefit from
still,
it.
you know.
So you see now there's that corruption aspect of it, and it is countrywide. You see, the moment someone says
So it's a Kenya thing.
it's,
It's an African thing.
I think it's just our thing. Because someone says, I'm a youth, maybe I'm in a youth, political, maybe affiliate, I'm a UDA affiliate. Then the other one is maybe in other political party, or maybe opposition. Now, it's very difficult if the president uses his people from the same party to empower the opposition ones. You know, it will be very difficult. I think that's what's happening. The government may have good intentions, but on the ground, you see, like whatever is happening with, for example, SHA. I think that's a very good example. Funds are being released. We are told funds have been released, but you go to the hospital, and it's a government hospital, in fact.
Yeah.
You see, they are not.
So from the higher up, they know money was disbursed.
They know money
And I
was
look at the
disbursed.
ghost hospitals.
But
that
now
are
you come to the
receiving,
hospitals,
you know,
it's a different thing.
billions and non-existent
I
hospitals.
think that's what has
Yeah.
been really
The
affecting
biggest
us as a
festering
country.
as a country. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's move away now from anything government and now focus mainly on the youth, the character individually. From the guests I've interviewed here about this similar topic is that there's usually lack of awareness when it comes to how you interact and budget for your money, how your relationship, first of all, your relationship with money, and then now interacting with it, and then now when you have it, how you, let's say, divide it into different chunks that not only just sustain you, but you're also able to maybe multiply it or invest somewhere. When it comes to financial literacy as a conversation, do you believe most parents have it earlier, and especially when it comes for the Gen Zs? Because I believe there's a generational gap as well between boomers, Gen Zs, and millennials here. Yeah. Maybe most of us interacted with money wakati ya kwenda Sunday, whereas shule wakati you're growing up ulikuwa unapewa 50 bob, and then you do your own shebang nini umetoa 20 bob, umebuy lollipop, umebuy whatever, and then 20 bob. Yeah. Sure. But also when high school pia wakati ulikuwa unapewa your pocket money umepewa maybe 2k. Did you spend all of it or you saved something? So just inculcating the savings culture. Do you believe it also starts from a parental point of view, like let's start having these conversations as early as the moment you say mama, baba, you start interacting with money, you're given 50 bob and told, hi, this is this is 50 bob, and you, from there you develop a relationship with money.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's lack of parental education on how young people or the youth or now the Gen Zs interact with money?
I think that is where the whole conversation is. Just like in choosing courses, you want to do this course, you want to do this course. You see, most of us find ourselves in maybe, and that's what we are experiencing in our country. At that time, you could tell someone, I want to go maybe do a certain skill in a certain TVET. You'll be looked at, in fact, you are being a waste to your parents. People looked at bigger professions, you know, education, lawyer, maybe journalism. And in fact, journalism aspect of it has just came in now there is an ICT thing in. It is the same aspect that when you compare the two, it is just making sense. For example, I was raised up maybe the only money I interacted with, maybe it was that 50 shillings when maybe I'm going back to school. Then even that 1 shilling, it could, I was maybe to be accounted for. So now that when you come in a saving culture, you just you know, whatever you get, you spend, it ends, you look for another one.
Wait for the
But
next
there's
one.
that person when he was still a kid or when she was still a kid, parents opened account for that person. You know, they are growing up knowing that at least in my account there should be something. Unlike you just grew up whatever for the day. That is it.
It's like just a hand-to-mouth cycle, you know.
So then now it's now difficult when you grow up and now you need to be accountable. Their needs, their wants. Now you have little capital. Now you don't know how to calculate it. You don't know how to maybe live according to your means. Now it becomes a challenge. I usually say there is this rule that about financial literacy. It's 50, 30, 20. 50% for your needs, you know. 30% your wants. And now this 20% caters for your savings, and also if you have a debt management. Or if you don't have a debt, then maybe a little on investment. Whatever is happening in most cases, in recent times now that the Gen Z factor, we make poor financial decisions.
In what sense, if you were to give?
Yes, we want to compete. You know, we want to compete. Maybe my colleague is earning more than me, but because it's my colleague, I want to live his lifestyle. You know, maybe there are very unnecessary things that maybe just my colleague is every month he buys new clothes. I also want to match that person. But maybe I don't know whatever he's earning. You know?
But anyways, you're right, even in doing that, but then
also you have to.
The budgeting aspect of it,
Yes.
You can still buy new clothes every month, yes. But after you've divided your money.
Exactly.
You've said you have this scale of 50, 30, 20, I believe 10 as well. There's 10 in there.
Yes.
So there's that lack of that awareness of dividing your money into different portions or kitties, so that in as much as you're getting that 50K and you want more, but you're still able to live according to your means in that 50, that 30, 20, 10 budgeting. Now let's talk about budgeting, because I've heard stories of somebody said they're making maybe 150K, but after 2 weeks, if you check on them, they're extremely broke. In fact, they say as broke as a church mouse. That's what they say. Also, from the financial experts here I've spoken to, including the Gen Z the guest last week, he said there's nothing like being broke. You admit and say you're temporarily financially incapacitated, just for the consciousness aspect of it. So when it comes to budgeting and expenditure, how can the youth spend effectively, or let's say accordingly or sparingly, so that you don't end up in a repetitive cycle of debt? Not even just debt, it's chronic debt. Si Fuliza, si sijui wapi, si bank, and sometimes all of them are making phone calls and demanding, hey, we are giving you an ultimatum. And remember, it's still affecting your credit score anyways at the end of the day, and as much as you might take longer to pay. Because I hear there's people who've not managed to even pay their help.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, on top of that, akona madeni zingine is the other digital, lending platforms. How do you ensure that they are seamlessly living according to, their means? If you're making 150 and you're broke within a week and a half, then something is off, at least. But I could understand if you have a business and you invested into it.
Exactly.
But you're just living.
It's just a life. You have nothing going on.
But I could be right or wrong depending on the situation of the person. Anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
I think it's all about living according to your means. For example, you're earning maybe 20,000 shillings per month. You want to live in a 10,000 shillings house. There's that fair aspect going to work. There are your wants and there are your needs. Maybe you have siblings you are taking care of, or parents, or basically you are maybe paying fees for someone. So the whole notion is about budgeting. You do the right budgeting, you spend wisely. You don't do budgeting because in most cases those people I've interacted with, they don't do budgeting. They budget in their minds.
Yeah.
They budget with the money in the pocket.
It's
not a written anything or whatever.
Yeah, at least. It's like you go to the supermarket and,
yes,
I want that chicken, I want that bread,
exactly.
I want that eggs, I want,
So the moment unafika kwa counter,
yeah,
it's like you've spent maybe about 5,000 shillings when you only wanted to spend 2K shillings. That's whatever is happening. Also faking it until you make it aspect. It's really affecting.
Does it work nowadays?
I think saying it and performing it are two different things. Because in most cases, we will say that fake it until you make it. But what are you doing for you to make it? Faking it is very easy. But what are you doing for you to make it? That's the whole, there are sayings, then there are actions. Some may mislead you, telling you that, fake it until you make it. But behind the doors, they're working on something that is progressing.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can say here is that don't fake it. Be real. Use whatever you have. Calculate, budget, whatever you have. Know that I have this debt, this amount of debt. Each and every month, this is the amount I'm going to be servicing the debt. I want to save, as far as I'm servicing this debt, ensure that you have a culture of saving, however little it is. Even if it's 50 shillings, tomorrow it will help you somewhere. Money doesn't make a lot of noise, but they act. If you have money, you'll have a voice somewhere. So the whole thing is about living according to your means, living according to your budget, and living according to whatever the income you have.
You're getting, all right, the sources of revenue.
Yes.
But let's talk about now debt, because even entrepreneurs themselves and businessmen say debt is not that bad. It's not bad to have a debt, buyer. But there's also categories. There's good debt, and there's extremely chronic bad debt. But then, like you said, if you have a savings plan and it's already working, it's in a cycle, it's like a machine, you keep on oiling it. If you borrow and then you pay continuously, that way you're earning, your credit score is moving up. Even if it's a bank, they're now able to entrust you with more, because they know if Frank borrows 15K, watalipa by, ata delay with maybe a week, they'll eventually pay. Exactly. So what makes the youth to fall into, chronic cycle of debt? Like it ends up now you are unable to pay, or you have income but it's not even enough, so you'd rather forego the debt and just focus on the little money you have. But on this other side, remember your credit score is moving down lower and lower, and then you're also being listed now with Credit Reference Bureau, and that's a penalty now, and it accrues. So in future, your credit score is really whack.
Having finances, or at least getting an income, is not a problem. But now the financial discipline aspect of it.
Financial discipline.
It's also good to have financial discipline, even in borrowing. You cannot do borrowing. You have no project that you've calculated you want to use borrowings for.
Yeah.
You want to do borrowings, you want to, just for luxuries. You want
Yeah.
to go clubbing, or your friends are going for clubbing. Now
Yeah.
that, or they are going for a hike somewhere.
Hangouts,
Yeah. Now
This-
you feel you are free, don't have money, your colleagues are going now. How do you remain? They maybe see you in a different way. You borrow.
You rather borrow to go.
Now, after you borrowed, you go for it, you fancy around, then coming back, it hits you. Hitting you, you also maybe had another little debt somewhere. You had borrowed maybe 500 shillings from a friend. Then calculating with your income, it's not working out.
Yeah.
Now you choose which debt do you want to pay. You say, this is a friend, which tutaongea too. This now that's the whole thing, financial discipline. Even in borrowing, you don't just need to borrow unnecessary. You know, you don't need to borrow, for example, as a man, you don't need to borrow money. You are given money to take your girlfriend out. You have to have that financial discipline. Also ensure your circle, your finance circle. Not just anyone calling in, hey, niweke hapo punch, ushaweka. You are giving that money to that person. But in your circle, in the same case, you need money. Will they give you, or you'll go into borrowing again? That's all the other aspect. So the whole issue
So you
here,
can have money, but you're not able to help somebody.
depending.
Because if you do,
Depending.
you'll plunge yourself into
Because
some sort of
there are
crisis.
those people who know Frank gets maybe money at certain dates. They'll call in.
So they've kept a calendar. Wamekuweka kwa
Yes,
diary.
they just know. These people only maybe calls you only when they need money.
They need money.
You know, you are only a friend to them when they need money. So you have to have that financial discipline.
Are those good friends really to have as a youth, as a Gen Z? Because it could also be close blood relatives. Tell me if your mom calls you when you have money. Are you going to say no?
You have to give.
Yeah. But I know you can also say no.
Yeah. You have to give according to, you know, the moment you have financial discipline, you know how your money circulates. You know how you, how you give out your money and whatever remains to you. Because there are people who will, sometimes we sympathize with the situations. Say, hata kama ni fair nimebaki now, let me just give out. Then asa wewe unabaki una anything. So financial discipline is very key in all these aspects.
Yeah. Yes. What about now paying off debt? Because I believe, unajua kuna msemo wa Kiswahili unasema kulipa deni ndio utamu wa deni
kulipa.
Labda ni kulilipa kwa mwenye ulimwomba, lakini si kwa mwenye aliomba.
Yes.
Yeah? So how can you ensure that you have a credit, let's say, a credit abundance where in as much as umekuwa na madeni in the past, but now that you've learned the hard way, your credit score is very clean. You can borrow from any bank, you can borrow from any lender. I don't know if borrowing should still be continue to be a part of your life if you get into financial abundance. Yeah. So how can the youth ensure that they attain financial freedom?
For you to borrow money, or maybe to go into those lending companies or maybe banks, or you also need to have something. Let me say I don't have a job, I'm doing nothing, but you go to get money. How are you going to get to pay back that money?
Yeah.
For you also to go for that money, ensure you've done your calculations, you've done your budgeting, you know, this is what I earn, or this is at least what I get at the end of every month.
Even if it's from your business.
Yes, even if it's from your business, your
or even
hustles.
because most of the Gen Zs are in uni.
Exactly.
But most of them are actually earning digitally, because
Yes.
that is now about the gig economy.
It's global, yes.
Yeah.
So at least know that you have at least something. That is just that umekwama, or you want kuendeleza a certain project, ifike hapa. So you need a certain amount, and this is a certain amount, this is how you are going to be repaying it. And if you agree that I'm going to be repaying in 5%, ensure you do that. The moment you miss this month to next month, that's how now the problem starts kicking in.
Yes,
you have to keep it. If you've decided that I'm going to be paying maybe 5,000 shillings per month, keep to that. Keep to that. The moment you keep to that, your credit score it's okay, because they look at how you agreed with them. You see, that's exactly what you're doing. Next time you come, they just give you the money.
Yeah. I want us to venture into some of the available opportunities that can make Gen Z's money. I think I've already mentioned the gig economy. A lot of Gen Z's are making money on social media via these short-term contracts now called the gig economy. It's really booming, from the events, influencing for products, content creation itself at large. I believe there's countries where TikTok is paying. Even right here in Kenya, TikTok is paying via the gifts that you receive when you go live. Dance, I don't know, I think it should be included because we are now seeing an outburst of people dancing in the CBD doing the TikTok trends and challenges, and then there's brands that come to collaborate with them. You see a skit, people are just dancing, and then at the end there's a product, and boom, people are paid actually. So what would you say, especially in such a dispensation, are the most readily available opportunities, potential opportunities that could make a typical Gen Z money who is on social media as well?
I think in the current state, so many youths are equipped with those mechanisms. So many youth are on social media, at least TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and all that. So what we only need to do is also to help them in doing their brandings. Because, for example, it's about maybe, let's talk about content creation. For you to, maybe for me to choose you like my content creator, I also have to look at your socials. Do you reach that wider audience, you know? Do your socials communicate directly with the people, or it's all about hatred and all that? But again, I've seen circumstances whereby we youth ourselves, sometimes we also pull our fellow youth down, because maybe someone has an account in TikTok. We also report that account and it's flagged down because it's just doing well.
Sabotaging or jealous.
Exactly. So whatever is happening, we are living in a very competitive world now, and I'm happy that so many Kenyan youths have come to the stage, and in fact, they're making money. Some through content creation, some through maybe
entrepreneurship now is a thing.
Yes.
And a lot of people are selling clothes on WhatsApp.
Exactly. You know? They are live, and at least you look and you're like, hey, I like that, and it's being delivered immediately. You know, especially now.
TikTok,
So at least TikTok has helped a lot, especially we Kenyans. That's why you find it's like we are rolling TikTok. You go to TikTok and you scroll, and it's all about Kenyans. So at least we are living in a digital world. Whatever I can just say is those who still maybe doubt it, it is time to step on stage, and you never know. Maybe that's where you are living maybe better.
Would you say people in like in slum areas have also capitalized on digital platforms to make a living? Because that means you'll have to at least have a smartphone. You can't, be on TikTok if you don't have, a smartphone that can be able to make you a video or go live. Even if people have to gift you, because also I believe these people who are gifting you, they have money too, and they've loaded into the TikTok.
And whatever you're doing is making them happy, or maybe communicating something.
Yes. And that's a job, actually. That's a job. So you get paid for what you're doing.
Exactly.
Are the youth in the slum areas, even where you come from, capitalizing on the same to earn a living?
I think some other time I had government, was it during campaigns? The government said that they are going to ensure that there are Wi-Fi connection in every ward, in every centers. I think that could really help. But in the current stage...
There's public Wi-Fis?
The public Wi-Fis.
But Ziko, the initiative is still there?
The initiative is there, but not in the slums. I think around, sometimes while in CBD, there are some places you find your own public Wi-Fi.
Is it good Wi-Fi, really?
Again, with the hacking system of the hackers, people doubt. So you see, the issue of also those youth in the slums, maybe you may have a phone, but now you have no capital maybe to get in enough data. TikTok's about data, or Wi-Fi. So they are disadvantaged. Yes, they may have the content, the skill. Again, you have to create a wider audience. It's not just about opening an account. You cannot have 500 followers and you get those gifts. So people look at how huge is your account, how attractive is your account.
And what exactly do you do that makes
that attracts those people?
Keeps them hooked
For someone to believe you and gifts you with maybe they want you to do the content.
Kuna lion, and
you know,
kuna,
they also look what you are doing,
universe,
how you are communicating.
and all those things. Yeah.
So you find in most cases, I've seen people going on wrong trends for them to gain that mileage. I think in most cases, those people are opening new accounts. They venture into, even sometimes our own celebrities, they venture into something at least that can make them trend. Then after there is when they come with the real content. So it's still a challenge. We cannot really depend on search for a living, or maybe for you. It will take time.
It's helping because if you hear the testimonies and the also. Because there's been also scandals, so sijui this one aliitisha pesa wakamchangia via TikTok. For me, I'd say it's helping in as much as it's not like the greater chunk or demographic of the youth, but at least a certain demographic is getting help via the digital platforms. And I wish TikTok, the version of TikTok we have, was that similar to the one in the USA and the UK and these other countries where you're able to even like subscribers only. People are able to only view your content after they pay $10.
Exactly.
And I can imagine if 1,000 people are paying $10 to watch your content, with the membership programs. But what about investment opportunities? Because there's an emergency of I'll say, what is the virtual space in a sense that now there's new forms of like Kamakina crypto, Bitcoin, Binance, Forex trading and whatnot, the digital money markets sphere. I remember interviewing a guest here who said in the next 2 to 3 remaining years, most countries are going to actually phase out these other forms of payment and embrace, the crypto space. Yeah, he's a cryptocurrency enthusiast, and also he works in this space as well. So would you say such spaces are giving especially money markets, are giving the youth opportunities to look at what options are there that they can invest in? There's the issue of digital assets as well. Instead of you having, because I think crypto is the one that you're able to have, like I think they have a currency called Ethereum and Litecoin and many others in between here. You're able to have, like even somebody could be having $1 million over there. It's not in the bank yet, but it's there. But then they're investing in other money markets to ensure that the money multiplies. And so they have some huge amount of cash in there, other than depending solely on a 9 to 5 or just, I believe entrepreneurship is challenging, but here at least having a business ongoing, it still keeps you afloat, but here you still have other sources of revenue that you're able to invest in. Would you recommend as such, and also would you agree that this may be some of the emerging available investment opportunities that the youth can focus on to and eke a living?
We are living in a world where we are shifting from commitment working to freelance working. People are looking at normal employment and there's no time freedom, for example. But now people are looking at, for example, those new digital spaces. And there's all that time freedom. Maybe you only have to concentrate maybe for 2 hours, 3 hours, and you reach your target and you relax, And you're just with maybe your phone or your laptop. So as the world continues to enhance this new beginning, I think, for example, you look at something like Forex, it hasn't, it's not been that so long in the market, but everyone is embracing it. Everyone is trying,
I think the issue is what is the real legit Forex.
Exactly, and it's same to
you remember.
You remember
the one we want.
You see, also these digital spaces, you have to be very careful because the people just hide in it, but the real thing that is happening is different. So you go, so you just venture into it without knowing the real motive of it. You lose money.
Most people get scammed. I've interviewed several Forex traders and cryptocurrency people. Somebody tells you, oh, it's a 10K, you can invest here, and only you'll get 100K within 2 hours, only for them to bounce and disappear.
Or they tell you, pay 5,000 shillings, we'll be able to teach you in 2 hours, online teaching, and you'll be good to go, you'll earn a lot. Exactly. Instantly. And they disappear. Or even they teach something that even is not getting into the reality.
And they leave you with a dummy account.
So now that we are living in a gambling world, we also have to be very careful with whatever we are venturing into. because it may even cause you a lot of problem. I remember there was some other time, this online marketing. I think it was sometimes back here at Commerce House, just in town. So my friend of mine invited me, and they told me, you only have to have 5,500, and your website,
5,500 sounds like a small amount.
Yes,
of money.
your website, you have your own website, logged in, working, you start earning. Just the moment you invite people, like I've just invited you, you start earning. I went there, I found people in suits, and I was like, yeah, I also admire to be like them. But after that session, is when I knew that my money won't come back, you know? So that's how people are doing. People, they make, they open even a group, sit, organize, even they'll have a physical office. They'll invite you there, you look at the office, you look at how those people are composed, you know it's real. But behind the scene, that's not even their office. So that's also another technique that is working nowadays. People are just getting free money easily.
Themselves in a place to swindle.
Exactly.
People. But also there's that get rich quick feel good effect where somebody just went into some sort of like a betting, whatever, and all of a sudden they've hacked the jackpot. Like the other day, did you not see this SportPesa guy? And Word on the Curb had it, he's now even related to the SportPesa owner, and you wonder, like, what is this business?
That is the whole thing that is happening. So you have to be very careful, because, and you saw they made road shows. I saw them passing around Outer Ring with the winner. But in real sense, after some research have been done, people say, no, that guy did not win anything. But again, you cannot announce them out that they did not. So it's also it's motivating someone like, hey, I think I should also invest in it. Even someone who has been losing, still getting that hope. They're selling that hope to them that you still can make it. But in real sense, they're the only one who knows the fact about it.
Absolutely. So what would you recommend for the youth to be financially stable? And also maybe, I want you to answer this. Between, if you were to compare between the boy child and the girl child, who is more financially, for lack of a better word, stable? Because that's the commonly used word. Until I become financially stable, I am not able to, or I will not, but just say until I become financially empowered, at the moment I'm not able to, do it as we close it up. Who would you say always has money between boy child and the girl child?
That question, the reality of it, a boy child should have money, at least something. But a boy child in real sense has been drained by a girl child. So in this case,
boy child girl child.
A boy child will never be broke. Let me tell you this, Mr. Sakwa.
Yes. And to me the word broke financially.
Yes, a boy child is a very calculative person. And he will tell you that just give me some few hours, I'll sort you. If a man tells you that,
he will do
it. So it's not about, it's about who are these. In fact, the question should be, who are these making a boy child look broke or temporarily incapacitated?
Financially incapacitated.
So it's a girl child, and that's what I told you. It's all about financial discipline.
We're already kwa hii debate.
It's
already kwa hii debate.
It's all about financial discipline. It's not that each and every time a girl child, even however you love her, loving a girl child means that you are there for them. You also need to provide for them, but also budget for it. If we budgeted, and I gave you a certain amount this month, don't call me again you want money. So it's all about financial discipline. I think that's what making boy child broke. But these are very rich people. At least a boy, you will not find a boy just seated. You will find a boy doing something.
But huwezi pata boy child alikuwa na tuseme na million na kaspend tu kwa maisha yake na kenda broke.
Exactly.
Is it possible?
It's not possible.
So there's a possibility at least.
They're being trained. And again, to the same boy child, you also have to have a disciplined dating. You cannot be dating 20 people and you expect to be financially stable. She need this, she need this, she need this, she need this.
Yeah.
So also it's also about the discipline.
Yeah. It's also with your relationship.
Even in dating, date with
Yeah.
discipline. You know,
Yeah.
date with discipline.
Also, it depends also with the person, number the people you're dating. So
Exactly.
because
You
you
know-
could be going for a bigger bid.
When you are-
you should be bidding a little bit at the center, but
Exactly.
you're going on the hierarchy.
Exactly. Because
of the media.
it matters also,
Top hierarchy, yeah?
it matters relationship.
Yeah.
Also, look for people with goals. Don't just date.
Somebody with a vision.
Exactly. Don't just date for dating. Because they will drain you. You're not clubbing, she's clubbing. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
She likes a fancy life. She wants an iPhone.
Yeah. But
You are using
She wants
you are
an
using
iPhone.
you have Infinix.
she wants a knife.
And you want
You have
to ensure you make her happy that way. No, you will be drained. You'll be drained.
Absolutely. We have to go. It's almost 2 minutes on top of the hour. Tell
Okay.
people in 30 seconds how they can get hold of you and what you do. You said the word is
Upper Savannah.
Upper Savannah in
Yeah.
30 seconds because we have a minute to exit. Yeah.
As I said, my name is Frank Francis Okanga. I'm based in Donholm, Upper Savannah Ward. Actually a youth leader, also a love counselor. If you need to be advised matters love, also you can find me on all my socials.
Dr. Love.
Also political analyst. You need any knowledge about politics as we are heading into 2027.
Yeah.
All my socials is Frank Francis Okanga, and we'll communicate from there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We are out of time, and thank you so much for your incredible, invaluable insight.
Thank
This
you so much.
conversation has been riveting, and I know you've learned a lot. Thank you so much, Frank Okanga,
Thank you.
youth leader from Embakasi. We also want to appreciate you so much for watching us from exactly 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. The flu issue was, flourishing, but yeah, we made it. So thank you so much. At Y254 channel, at Brandsaka 101 on the hashtag Why in the Morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a fantastic Monday.